Hello folks, Kirk here with Giordano Plastering. What we're doing today is a complete home. Now, we actually tore all the stucco off this house, and there was so much wood rot that they were stuck reframing about 70% of the house. So, what we're doing today, now that all the framework is done, is we did our drip screeds all around the perimeter, and we're doing the paper and wire today. We've done most of the house. It's all set, but I wanted to leave the front to try to explain. Here, I'm double wrapping all my corners. That's just a habit I do because corners are notorious for leaking. So now that I'm at the paper stage, drip screed's done, here's what generally I do after I double wrap those. I come up here, and now I'm just putting a piece of paper going around the corners. Takes a bit of practice. Come around here, just like that. We cut this, we're going to wrap around this side, we're going to wire everything. Corners go on here, corners, 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 corners there. Soffit mesh for the soffits, and you can see we have proper flashing prior. There's a Z flashing above there. Notice our intricate drip screed there. I do all the drip screeds. Got the proper vents placed in the proper places. Windows installed. We're going underneath the grease membrane there. Of course, it's steel strapped where the city says it's necessary. This is part of the lath. We'll show you a little bit more just on the wire and go from there. Well, folks, we are getting there. There's my son Jason Giordano. He's up top, and we're almost done with the paper and wire here in the front. We got the soffit done, which we're using a 3.4 self mesh. It has dimples on it so that the stucco will mushroom up through the mesh, and that's how it adheres. My brother over here doing some cutting. There's the rest of the house, and we're just putting the fiber mesh paper at the tops. We already got 2 layers up there, so we don't really have to do that, but I'm placing corners on all of that for a detail that they like. So I just want to be overcautious rather than under. Hi guys, this is the 4th day and it's early morning. We're almost done. I'm just finishing up the corners and we're going to be out of here. I want to point out just a couple things today in case you try to do this. And remember, we've been doing it for years and years. This last part is very technical. You do the corners, put the corners on, and I use a gun. And I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for years. The idea is this corner got to meet these corners. The drip screed here, this corner got to line up with that, and it's got to come straight up. And when I put my horizontal soffit corner, it's got to match. So, we're almost done. I'm just going to show you how I do it. Everybody has a different method. Some guys use nails for this, and sometimes I do also. But if I pull them out, I'm pulling the corners out to meet the corners at the bottom, and I'm putting staples in. So, again, I make it look a lot easier than it is because for me, it's kind of easy. I've been doing it so many years. Everything's got to line up. And everything's got to be clean and crisp, the corners. I'll show you another thing about corner aid. Over here in this porch, you can follow me up here. There's another way to use corners. Okay, now this mesh here, this soffit mesh, it looks flat, but it's really not. It has dimples. It's called self-curve. Meaning, if this was studs, I could just use regular 3.4 mesh, and it will adhere through the ceiling by mushrooming. The same effect has to take place here. So the self-fur holds it away from the ceiling. That way it mushrooms above it, and that's how our first coat will adhere. So that's pretty important. Another thing, when you're doing tie-ins, you always have to tie wire to wire, wire to wire, wire to wire. I put my mesh to here, and then I opened up a corner egg, and that's how I tied the wire to wire, right there, all the way around, wire to wire. If you do not tie wire to wire, you will get a crack in the stucco. Not sometimes, but every single time. So make sure you're doing similar things like this. We're going to put a corner here. Again, I never like to bend the wire around because it breaks the paper seal. And we are going to use Stucco polyurethane caulking around all the doors and windows, all the pipes. Busy street. So the Stucco polyurethane caulking will go around all the windows, all the electric outlets, all the water faucets, you name it, the Stucco ties it together. All right, well, we got a load of sand and cement coming in here later this afternoon, and after our lath inspection, we're going to go ahead and do the scratch cut. We'll show you how to do that too. Okay guys, on this particular house, we're at a stage now where the brown coat has set 6 to 7 weeks. Generally, we let it set about 2 weeks. We hydrate it. We hydrate the scratch coat, we hydrate the brown coat, fill them with water, spray them down, let them shrink up and crack. So this has been a long time waiting because they can't choose the color, or they haven't been able to choose the color yet. So now what we're doing is, I generally apply a fiber mesh tape over areas that have cracks, and we let it hydrate, sit to 2 weeks minimum, because all stucco cracks as it's curing. So this is just curing. And the fiber mesh tape I'm applying right now, prior to doing the color coat finish, is just a habit we do. If you come this way, if you come this way, almost all windows and doors will get cracked going at an angle above and below. On this wall here, 6-7 weeks now, we still don't have any cracks yet, but I'm going to put this fiber mesh tape anyhow because I believe there will come a crack here, and if we do it now, when we color coat, say a year or two from now, less likely to appear. And always remember, it doesn't matter how much fiber mesh tape you put on a 100-ton house, if it's going to move, the fiber mesh tape isn't going to stop it from moving. We will still get some cracks, but in key areas, it'll make the longevity of the color coat last a lot longer. So that's why we apply the fiber mesh tape in some areas, especially ones that over the years I know are prone to cracking. Windows and doors, the heavier the door, well, first of all, vibration causes cracking. So we're on a very busy street when 100-ton or 10-ton garbage trucks go by. It moves the ground, or when it saturates with rain, it settles the house, it expands it, then it settles, just as the stucco will. So we'll get some cracking. I'm going to avoid putting the mesh or the, I'm using a polybond over this. It's a cementous product which won't show through the color coats, but I want to show you the rear here. Again, no cracking on these guys, but I put the fiber mesh tape anyhow because they may crack. Jason, step back here. I want to show something on a wider scale. Notice all the crackings on this side. Well, this side is in the sun, and they happen to dig up the floor here. So they had a jackhammer here, and this wall and this side of the house cracked more than any side of the house because vibration causes cracking. And that door right there, as it opens and closes, it hits the wall. You can't see it, but it causes the wall to vibrate a wee bit. And so you'll always get more cracks where, say if they're going to sheetrock, I usually tell folks, sheetrock prior to the brown coat, and definitely before color coat, so that way when we color, there's going to be no more pounding on the inside of the house, which again, pounding causes cracking. It's just minute amounts, and that's all it takes. So we're doing the mesh right now. Next week we're going to come and we're going to do the color finish. We're not certain whether or not we're going to go with an acrylic or Habra at this point, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay folks, we are done with this project. We went with an acrylic finish as a final coat rather than a Habra porous finish. We did the lath, the scratch, and the brown coat, and we removed the stucco. I'd rather remove shingles than stucco any day, by the way. Anyhow, if you follow us, we'll show you what it looks like. They've done the painting now. They've done some of the trim work. You can see all the styrofoam molds we placed around here, new lights, new fixtures. I'm not certain how well that'll show because you're going to get it in direct sunlight, but if you can get it, great. If you can't, we'll try it again another day. Well folks, again that's an acrylic finish, and we had a great time working with these homeowners here. This is Kirk, with Kirk's Giordano Plastering. My son Jason doing the video as usual. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day.